Hi, I'm Gil Fulbright. The people that run my campaign, they've made this commercial, and I'm in it. This campaign, it's not about me. It's about crafting a version of me that'll appeal to you. A version that visits random work sites with paid actors pointing at things. A version of me that doesn't find old people loathsome or pointless. Has a conventionally attractive yet curiously still family. Listening to my constituents, legislating, these are things I don't do. What I do is spend about 70% of my time raising funds for re-election. I'd do anything to stay in office. My name's Gil Fulbright, but hell, I'll change my name to Phil Goldbright or Bill Fulbright or fill up my mouth with farts. These are the things that are important to me. And these are the fine people that finance my campaign. Now, in order to do these things, I have to stay in office. And to stay in office, I have to keep these guys happy. Now, if any of these things make these guys unhappy, well, my hands are tied. So come November, the choice is clear. You want another spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? Or a spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? I'm Philip a Mouth with Farts, and I approve this message.
We begin with a new dictum from Washington State. No longer can state employees use the word penmanship. It is now handwriting. Why? Because the word man in penmanship apparently offensive. Here now, the former host of The Man Show, Adam Carolla, who joins us from Los Angeles. So if you were doing The Man Show now, it would be the handwriting show, correct?
It will be the People Show or the Ma'am Show, anything but the Man Show.
The point is that people, Americans, see, it's all our fault, Carolla. It's the folks' fault. Because we accept this, that penmanship can no longer be said. Now, I'm going to go out and say penmanship as much as I can, and I want everybody else to do it, too, in Washington State. Even if it's not in, just go out every morning and go, penmanship! Across the whole state, because we have to fight back, Carolla.
Yeah, you're going to lose your job faster when they think you're insane, by the way, Bill.
Well, I mean, then I would have lost it a long time ago.
But look at it this way. I mean, you just take something like immigration. It used to be illegal alien. Remember illegal alien? Yeah. And then became illegal immigrant. And then it is now unauthorized immigrant, and pretty soon it's going to be border heroes.
But here's my favorite. Here's my favorite. All right, article in the Washington Business Journal says that many realtors across the country will no longer use the term master bedroom. All right, because it has a slave connotation. Now, if you want to buy a home, it isn't the master bedroom, it's the owner's suite. Now, I thought the owner's suite was when you watch a football game with the owner of the football team. But apparently, it's a bedroom.
This is going to affect the auto industry as well, because in every car on the highway, there's a master cylinder. And if you drive a stick, there's a slave cylinder, which actuates the clutch. So we're going to have to fix that one. And the bigger point is this. Hey, lawmakers, hey, politicians, how about you start doing what we want you to do, which is fill the potholes, which is get the school systems up and running, which is weed out the sleeper cells with the Al-Qaeda living amongst us. Start doing what we want you to do instead of your long 6-year projects to correct handwriting or to go from this to that. Nobody cares about these titles. It doesn't fix a thing. It doesn't get anyone a job. It doesn't build a dam. It doesn't
what it does is it suppresses conversation. Let me give you a list. Even you will be amazed at this, Carolla. If you are on a train, you're no longer a brakeman. You're a brake operator. If you run the company, you are not the chairman. You hold the position of chair. The position of chair. Okay? Dairyman? Yeah. No. Dairy farmer. Okay? Not dairymen. Fisherman? Just Fisher. Just Fisher. I thought Carrie Fisher. Is she getting carp? No. You can't be a fisherman. Flagman, flagger. Foreman, jury person. Freshman in college. first-year student, okay?
Right.
Ranchman,
Bill,
ranchers.
by the way,
go ahead.
I tried the position of chair last night with my wife, and I threw out my lower back.
Okay. And that has another connotation there that you may be sued over. So what we're having here is a contraction of the language. You know, it used to be that the masculine pronoun was used, all right, for everyone. You cannot do that anymore. You cannot even have proper grammar anymore as far as what was handed down to us from the British. No more. And this gender stuff, I think, is totally out of control. Last word, Carolla, make it a good one.
Well, my point is, does it fix anything? I want to fix things. You know what I mean? American Indian, indigenous people, Indian, Native American. Okay, we can call anyone anything we want, but let's work on the problem, not work on the title and forget the problem.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because it is no longer the Cleveland Indians. We're breaking this tonight. It's the Cleveland Indigenous.
I don't know, Bill.
Okay, in your podcast, Carolla, I want you to come up with 5, and this is your assignment, homework assignment. 5 things that rhyme with indigenous. All right, Adam Carolla, there he is, everyone.
Greetings. Welcome to HTLA Radio 1 New York, New York's best talk. Enjoy our automated system. Stand by for our automated podcast delivery system to engage. Today's episode of Coffee and Cigarettes, Wednesday Grinder, will begin momentarily. Please insert coin to listen.
What a diddly dick in hell is that? What? The automation system is engaged, yes. Oh my God. Well, you know, if you're going to start off your hump day, well, that's probably how you do it. Do it automated. Do it by the numbers. Press 1 now. Oh, well, good afternoon, everybody out there. 3:01 p.m. Eastern in the big city, New York, right now. HTLA Studio 2 live for HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course, and your coffee and cigarettes today, the Wednesday Grinder. That's what we got rolling for you. And what do we got rolling for you? We got a hell of a show. Hell of a show. We've got absolutely no Hillary news. It's always a good thing, right? No Hillary news. Yeah. And well, I guess no. There's actually no Obama news either. So, what are we left with? Well, just the black and the white, isn't it? Yeah. Today on the big show, our black news segment will tell you about 4 black people arrested for beating a pregnant teenager to trigger an abortion. And because we're very PC here at HTLA, to be equal, we have a white news segment today about the white lunch lady who was reportedly fired for giving hungry kids free meals. There you go. And also, we got a story about the naughty neighbors facing the Homeowners Association lawsuit. And a U.S. official says, hey, the airstrikes killed 10,000 Islamic State fighters. There's just also 88,000 more innocent bystanders they killed today, so there you go. Also today we're following stories on Bison Terrorism. Yes, you heard me correctly. The bison, well, they're seriously injuring more people at Yellowstone until their demands are met. That's right. And in more strange and unusual news, released bikers fight to clear their names in the Waco shooting. Well, that doesn't sound every time. Good afternoon, good evening, well, hey, good morning, whatever it may be to you. To us here, it's 3:04 p.m. Eastern in the big city, New York City, yes, under some mostly sunny skies and 68 degrees in Central Park right now. And when is right now, you might say? Well, hey, it's your Wednesday, the 3rd of June, 2015, and this is your Wednesday Grinder on Coffee and Cigarettes, and I am the host of the Coffee and Cigarettes program, of course, Chris Crash Jesus Taylor, down at Studio 2 for you here this afternoon. And also joining me is the one, the only, former social media goddess herself, Jenny McCartney, in the booth, pushing the buttons, making the show go today on our 24/42 PreSonus digital broadcast mixer. And again, if you want to check out some seriously awesome professional audio grade gear, you want to go to PreSonus.com. Also, today's show is, as always, brought to you by the fine folks at Tim Hortons, New York City, now with 8 fine locations, taking over the city Canada style, yes. Tim Hortons, always fresh. And word has it the Tim Hortons Corporation is spreading across America every bit as quickly as it did originally when Timmy opened his first location in Ontario and spread across Canada all those decades ago. Yeah. So it's happening, gang. So, hey, if you don't have a Timmy's near you yet, just wait longer. It won't be that long. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. And, yes, let's get to the good bits, because I know you're not here to listen to me. Mixing it up a little bit today, though. We're going to bring in the one, the only, from about 8 blocks down the street in his beautiful, spacious, sprawling, mansion-esque kind of place. Yes, there he is. The one, the only, Gilbert Gottfried, sir.
And this is... I f***ed that up.
Yes. Yes, you did. Try that again, a little more New York style.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried. Of course, I had to say that up front because a lot of you are probably looking at this going, oh, look, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. How'd they get her to do it?
Yeah, Gilbert, I hate to remind you again, but this is radio. This is... They can't actually hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so you're straight with that. Or no, they can't hear you. They can't see you.
Yes.
Yes. No, we've muted Gilbert. You can't hear him. Yes.
Break for a commercial.
We need to.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being here, Gilbert. It's always an absolute joy and a treat or something.
Hey, yo, Joes, hey.
All right, well, yeah, okay, we'll just stick with treat. Also joining us, of course, as always, as he always does, is the one, the only Louis Lawless of LDL Films, formerly of Stephen J. Cannell Television Productions, for about, 40 years down there in Hollywood. And he's retired now, and he's up in Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada, at the Mill Bay Film and Television Studios. And he's coming to us live via satellite, of course. That's how he likes it. That's the way it is.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that... Yeah? You think so, huh?
No, I don't.
All right, well, control freak or not, welcome to the show, Louis.
Didn't you read the goddamn script? I sent it to you.
Never. We don't read the script here.
Which woman are you married to or living with now? The same one? The mother of the daughter, or was it a boy?
That's all kind of up in the air right now, Louis, because, of course, as you know, with my Insanity Fair cover coming out, I'm Juice Brenner now.
Yes.
That's. In fact, we're rebranding Coffee and Cigarettes next week. It's going to be Coffee and Cigarettes with Bruce Jenner, or no, Juice Brenner. There we go. Long and the short of the whole damn thing. Yeah. So welcome to the show, and yeah.
Oh, can
right.
we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on on the show?
Yeah, you can, because we've got the button.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right. Yeah. Now that we've got that out of the way, yes. So joining myself and Gilbert and, Louie, of course, and the one, the only Jenny McCartney in the booth, all the way from his lovely home there in Malibu, California, is the one, the only George Takei. Yes, the George the Sulu man, yes.
I'm George Takei, and when I'm walking down the street, people shout out, "Hey, Sulu!" So I'm known more as Sulu than as George Takei,
right? Which
is what I really am.
Well, you see, you don't sound very sure there, so I think we're going to call you Dave. That's what we'll do. We'll just go ahead. We'll call him Dave. We'll dress him up, some lights, pretty stuff. He'll like it. Yeah.
You are a douchebag.
I know. But that's okay because, I guess it's kind of my job, I guess.
They get fucking crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go with that, sure. Now, in addition to George and his lovely Star Trek fame, of course, there, Mr. Dave Sulu.
Yes.
Yeah. You're also quite the political activist, and seeing as how I need to have some more coffee, tell us, of course, about your political activism. Yeah.
Well, actually, what shaped my life is what happened to all Japanese Americans during the Second World War. Pearl Harbor was bombed, and overnight, American citizens of Japanese ancestry were looked at with suspicion and fear and outright hatred simply because we happened to look like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor, and we were put in barbed wire American prison camps. They called them internment camps, but they were really, for all rights and purposes, concentration camps. There were sentry towers with the machine guns pointed at us, and when I made the night runs from the barracks to the latrine, searchlights followed us. But for me, as a 5-year-old at that time, I thought it was kind of nice that the searchlights lit the way for me to pee.
Yeah.
So,
okay. I've had my coffee now. You can stop.
Yes.
Yeah. It's all good. You don't need to go on like you normally do.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Well, you got that right.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. This hour-long show has lately turned into 90 minutes to 120 minutes. It's just George.
Yes.
Well, thank you, George, for filling us in there on that really, God, it was 6-7 decades ago. Nobody cares. Thank you. Yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll get moving on in the damn show.
Yes.
We've got a lot to cover today, of course. And I guess, we'd be remiss if we didn't head right into, first off, the first segment being the black news. Yeah. And what is up on the docket for the black news today, oh Crash Man? Well, how about this lovely piece of information? 4 of them arrested for beating a pregnant teenager to trigger an abortion. Yes. Let's do that. And actually, before we do that, this story actually has reminded me we've got to do some shout-outs and hellos and good days to a number of our listeners today.
Yes.
I guess the first one, of course, would be Sharon Chesley in poor girl, she's in Texas where this is going on. Yeah. And Marilyn Royer and Wayne S. Pierce and Lawrence Lebo and Greg Howe and Apocalypse and all the rest of the regulars here today. It's good to see you all, and, hold on to your butts. In Dallas today, 4 people have been arrested for engaging in organized crime in the torture of a teenage girl. According to court documents, family members. Oh, honey, let's have Christmas and Well, let's beat your sister and get that baby out of her. Yeah. Well, the family members, yes, the Joyous family,
Yes.
allegedly beat a pregnant 14-year-old girl at the home in Dallas between January and March 2013 in order to force an abortion. There were several adults in the house who were upset with the girl's pregnancy. They had learned the girl was pregnant by a relative and wanted to get rid of the baby, so they allegedly beat the girl until she aborted. Yeah. That's nice. I wonder if they used to do that on the slave boats.
Yes.
Do you think? Yeah, I'm thinking probably. According to court documents, family members first tried to give her multiple doses of birth control pills and then Plan B pills, also known as the morning after pill, and I don't frickin' know why, but cinnamon tablets. That must be something to do with the voodoo, man.
Yes.
That must be that kind of, I don't know, New Orleans Cajun abortion thing.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Well, in this case, didn't even get a chance to love.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the assault occurred in the living room of Sharon Jones, 45 years old. A witness told police that Cecilia McDonald, 25, pinned the girl's arms down on the floor as accomplice Lonell McDonald sat on the complainant's stomach and began repeatedly bouncing up and down. Accomplice Sharon Jones called suspect Cedric Jones Jr. and told him to come on over to the house and help out. That's nice. Lonell McDonald, 27, then allegedly told Jones when he arrived that, quote, he had already been kicking the teen. Isn't that nice? He's quoting union rules now.
Yes.
What you talk about, Mama? I was here yesterday for 4 hours kicking the teen. Well, according to court documents, the suspects continued to beat, punch, and kick the girl in the stomach. The assault caused serious bodily injury to the girl. According to the arrest affidavit, Cecilia McDonald did not want Child Protective Services involved because the girl was underage, black, and pregnant. Yes. And she feared that she would lose the rest of her children. Well, she was heard yelling, quote, expletive, "You ain't about to get my kid taken away from me." Well, one of the children, yes, the pregnant one, began throwing up and having severe cramps, the affidavit said. In addition, it said she was uncontrollably pushing and delivering what she believed was a stillborn baby. Accomplice Cecilia McDonald entered the bathroom and placed the baby in a white plastic mop bucket and removed it from the room. And you know what? I'll bet she'll say in court that the white bucket was to symbolize the oppression of the white man. And yes, you can forward your emails of complaint to Grand Dragon at HTLA Radio 1. Yes. Well, at some point after the assault, the baby was placed in a short pill-shaped black metal charcoal grill, and they attempted to burn it. Yeah, not so funny.
Yes.
Yeah. The affidavit said the family members then plotted to dispose of the body. Accomplice Sharon Jones contacted suspect Cedric Jones Jr., you remember that union boy, approximately 2 days later and offered to pay him $25 if he would take care of the rest of it. Suspect Cedric Jones, along with a witness, returned to the location, at which time suspect Cedric Jones Jr. placed the remains in a dark green plastic bag with a red drawstring, placed it in his trunk, and stashed the remains in an unknown location. Well, the four stand charged today with engaging in criminal activity because it enhances the charge from just aggravated assault. Police can use that charge when more than 2 people are involved in the beating and, in this case, a cover-up. Bond for each suspect was set at $150,000. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, go and bitch about that. But you see, I'm not bitter because we have some lovely white news. Yes, and the white news is, well, it's not quite as horrifying and absolutely degrading and well, you call yourself a human being, what? No. Our story today takes us to a former Colorado school district kitchen manager. Yes, claims she was fired Friday for giving free lunches to hungry students, according to reports. And most of those students, by the way, were black. Yeah. So there you go, Ferguson protesters.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a story of a white woman now losing her job because she's trying to feed the black kids that you can't. Yeah, or won't because you're out protesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wait, but that's not protesting. That's affirmative action, and you're stealing shoes to sell on eBay. Right. I just don't understand.
They get f***ing crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Well.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, according to reports, she says, I had a first grader in front of me crying because she doesn't have enough money for lunch. Yes, I gave her lunch, Della Curry told CBS 4 in Denver. Curry worked at the Dakota Valley Elementary School in Aurora, Colorado. The Cherry Creek School District issued a statement saying that they cannot comment on personal issues. This isn't personal, you nimrods. Get with the program. Well, the statement said, no child is denied lunch because of the inability to pay. We provide hot meals to students the first 3 times they forget their lunch money and charge their parents' accounts. The 4th time, we provide a cheese sandwich and milk, according to the statement. Curry told CBS 4 in Denver that a cheese sandwich and milk is not enough food. Curry claims some children parents make too much money to qualify for the free meal program, but not enough to afford the lunch, she says. It is policy never to give out free food, Curry told the Denver Post Tuesday. That is all fine and dandy until you have little kids in front of you, not on the free and reduced program, and their account goes negative. Curry worked at the school for roughly 1 year and gave out about 20 hot lunches during that time to, much-needed black children.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Okay, Louis, last time I'm going to say this. Yes, I know. I produced it with you, and that was 2009. This is 2015. Get the hell off it. Move the F on. Yes.
About fucking time. Move on. Yeah.
I just can't win with him today.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. But, I think it's probably the whole... this beginning segment being so black and white, All right, now, kids, if there's any kids out there listening, make sure you tell your parents you're just listening to the newspaper.
Yes.
Yes. Because this show is black, white, and red all over, yeah? Well, we do have to go for our first commercial break, but have no fear, because when we come back... we're going to tell you about, it's kind of a fun story.
Yes.
It is. Those naughty swinging neighbors that we all know and love. Actually, we know and love to watch.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, some of them are not having such a great day as of course, they're facing a homeowners association lawsuit. Oh, yes, the old HOA lawsuit everybody fears.
Yes.
Yeah. So, don't touch that dial or speakers or headphones or whatever the Christ you're listening to us on. And we'll be back in just 2 little minutes.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons, always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Bainesville, Bowmanville, Bonneville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out, we never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
We hugged in the elevator.
Yeah.
And I still have an erection.
Sicko.
Now, I remember sitting next to you on a plane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was flying out to L.A. to audition for some movie that I didn't get.
Right.
Which was fine. Because I remember I was reading the script, and you said to me, you said, "Oh, what are you reading?" And I said, "Oh, it's some John Travolta comedy." Called The Experts. And it's about two young hip Americans who get kidnapped by Russian spies to teach them how to act like young hip Americans. And you, being a fortune teller, said, "Oh, that sounds like a piece of shit."
Oh my gird. Oh my gird.
Yes.
It's a
I'm
great.
George Takei.
Yeah, George, we know. God, what the hell? He's just. I'm George Takei. Yes. Actually, that's something I've never done for you, George. Was my well, I actually. Well, I don't think it's that good, but yeah, people have told me that I do a hell of a George Takei impression. Yeah. So should I do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no! Look at the time. Oh. That's right. The time. We are back. You are listening to, of course, Coffee and Cigarettes on your Wednesday grinder. HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, home of the oh my. Well, here's what it is. I could actually do Sulu. There's some, inflections that, of course, George has.
Yes.
That I can't quite get because I'm not homosexual. Yeah. Moving along, I'd like to welcome, of course, the one, the only Apocalypse to the Spreaker.com live chat for the show today. Once again, if you aren't in there, you suck balls. And if you do not want to continue sucking balls,
yes.
You, of course, can get on. Yeah, of course, George didn't laugh there. He likes sucking balls. Yeah. However, those of you out there that don't like sucking balls, yes, you can remedy that by going over to Spreaker.com, putting in the little search bar at the top, HTLA, and hitting enter and finding us and getting on in here and cease the sucking of the balls. Cease that.
I got lost. HTLA.
Right, Louis, but yeah, don't bother. You suck balls. Yeah. Well, now, in the interests of fairness,
yes.
This show, of course, because we always get accused of being racist, and that's why, of course, today we've got our first official black news segment and white news segment. Yeah. Trying to, how do they say that? Yo, we're keeping it real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's becoming black. I like it. Do a little rap.
Well, no, have no fear. I won't become black. I'll just play black on TV.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, in that ever-growing spirit of joy and love that we like to purvey on this show,
yeah.
We, of course, it is time after our first commercial break now to go to our eye in the sky, yes, our traffic copter, and of course we've hired black man Brock Favors to bring you the traffic. Brock, take it.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with Traffic on the Ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today. So I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here in the chopper. But I gotta tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh my God! Oh, no, stop! Oh! Whew. All right. Well, we are over the 10, and it's massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do, oh, goddamn, we gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Okay. Okay, I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking death machine right now! Oh, no, black people ain't meant to be in the sky! We ain't meant to be in the sky! Oh, mama, help me, mama! Oh, mama! But a 405 is up right now. Ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry,
Take a
folks.
breath.
I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
Oh, kill me!
Yes. And, of course, as always, our condolences go out to the Favors family.
Yes.
So that was your coffee and cigarettes traffic on the one. Yeah, there you go.
Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was. I don't know. It just seemed like it was damned right from the start.
You are a douchebag.
I know.
Yes.
I know. It's okay now. It's okay.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know, Louie, we could probably arrange for you to be up there tomorrow with Brock. Yeah.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's fight Hitler!
Yes, let's do that. Yes. Well, moving on today, of course, our next story, of course, is all about the naughty neighbors.
Yes.
Yes, and what is going on with the naughty neighbors. And you know, this is funny that more and more I'm seeing these, I don't know, apparently swinger couples.
Yes.
Trying to open swinger clubs.
Yes.
And everybody seems to have a problem with it in this age of equality. Yeah, it's okay for the black people to burn shoe stores to the ground and sell the stock on eBay, but I want to get a little stuff going on with your wife from behind while you do mine in the mouth. There's a problem. Yeah. I don't understand. Well, actually, maybe Sharon can shed some light on it. She's right there at Ground Zero. Of course, this story is in Texas again.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything happens in Texas. And God damn it, I'm moving to Texas. Yeah. Well, in Crescent, Texas today, the hills of Bear Creek is a sprawling graded subdivision with a quiet pace and big homes. But back in December, natives started... not natives.
Yes.
No, not the natives. They've killed them and moved them on out. Yeah, no. In December, the neighbors... Yes, of course, started noticing one home in particular drawing dozens of cars at odd hours. The homeowner says, oh, yes, thank you. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's Jenny's Bring My Dog to Work Day today. And does she keep the dog in the sound booth with her?
No.
No, it's too small in there for her.
Yes.
No. Keep the damn dog in here where I'm doing the damn show. That's where we gotta keep the dog. Yeah. Oh my God.
I've been on enough radio shows to know that in the middle of an answer, the guy is like checking the boards and looking over notes and talking to other people. Yes. See? Now you're impressed.
Yes. Not a chance in hell. You know, the day I would be impressed with you, Gilbert, would be... Oh, wait a minute. Last Thursday. Never mind. Yes, so apparently in December, neighbors started noticing one home in particular drawing dozens of cars at odd hours. So, like, yeah, that's illegal. Hang and string them up! Well, the Homeowners Association has now filed a lawsuit against the owner of the residence, saying that he is operating an improper swingers club. I can only assume from that the Homeowners Association knows the correct way to operate a swingers club. There you go. Well, the suit was filed on last Friday in Parker County District Court. It named Randy Scott Carter, the owner of a 4,000-square-foot beautiful home off Hidden Meadow. Yes, well, if you're going to have a swingers club, Hidden Meadow, baby.
Yes.
Well, Randy Scott Carter is, of course, the defendant. It's a swingers club, so to speak, says Chase Patterson, who lives directly next door to Carter. Mass amounts of traffic, people at the front gate that don't know each other. Definitely not a family reunion. Well, what, did you go out and quiz them? What are you... Really? See, in Texas, is that what they do? They go to your somebody comes to your place and the neighbors come out with a clipboard and shit and... Oh, now you're the brother-in-law, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and this little person with you is, I'm assuming, your son? Yeah. All right, well, we're going to need his name and social security number.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's the neighborhood watch. We don't want unnecessary swingers clubs opening. And surely you understand. Please give us all your personal and private information.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how they even can think of making cases like this stick in court. Like I've said so many times in the past, I'm not a lawyer, but I could blow this crap out of the court. Really, right to privacy? Who?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, no, we threw that out last week because of Ferguson. Yes, no, Well, the home is featured prominently in the Naughty Neighbors... Oh, okay, they're screwed. The Naughty Neighbors website. All right. Well, apparently the home showcases a disco, spacious, entertaining areas, and a cabana for guests who want to, quote, relax with a view of any pool enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yes. The website link is also found on advertisements posted on another website that caters to swingers. Yeah, and does the news story give me the damn links? No! What if I want to go, damn it?
Yes.
I'm sure I got a couple of weeks before they shut the House of Ill Repute down. Well, we first noticed it around the beginning of the year, and the parties are more frequent now, Patterson said. The cops have been out there, too, so you know it's bad.
Yes.
Well, Miss Neighborhood Watch, I submit that the cops are out there, too, because it's good. Well, the father's main concern, of course, is that his two children sleep and play just 30 feet from Carter's home. I don't necessarily care what the guy does with his life. I just don't want it happening next to my children's bedroom, Patterson said. Really? Oh, but same-sex marriage is okay because you like explaining to your little son that Bobby over there has Jim and Tom as a dad. Yeah, that's okay, but I can't have my little sex games in my pool. Go F yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut, always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a American. Look how they took the country away from England.
It's England again. Yeah. Well, a phone call and messages sent to Carter and his wife were not returned. The Fort Worth law firm representing the 50-year-old Boyden and Agnew, of course, declined to comment to us. The suit argues that the late-night parties are business operations because charges of up to $75 per couple are listed on advertisements for the events. Y'all in Texas never heard of home-based businesses? What the... Well, according to the Homeowners Association, our policy doesn't allow for businesses within the neighborhood. More specifically, the petition states that Carter is, quote, operating a business in violation of the covenants which has become obnoxious, offensive, an annoyance, and a nuisance to the neighborhood, which is also a violation of the homeowners' policies. The lawsuit asks for an injunction as well as attorney's fees and unspecified damages. Damages? Oh, please tell the court. Oh, please. Yes, Homeowners Association. Oh, Homeowners Association. Please tell the court.
Yes.
Exactly what your list of damages are. Well, little Bobby saw a man effing a woman and Susie was watching as two men gangbanged this other girl. Yeah, I would submit to the court that that's nothing that they wouldn't get on a Saturday night on their own father's television.
Yes.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
And I want all the hurting people to go to the Swingers Club. Well, moving on today, we've got some official news. No, it's not from Obama.
Yes.
No, it's not from his spokesman, Josh Ernest Bitch Boy.
Yes.
No, it's not from the House or the Congress.
Yes.
It's not from the Senate.
Yes.
No, it's from an unnamed U.S. official. But it is official.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, in Beirut, the Associated Press today reports a U.S. official said Wednesday that more than 10,000 Islamic State fighters have been killed by American-led airstrikes in Iraq and Syria in the past 9 months, offering a body count for a campaign that is yet to blunt their advance. Unfortunately, 88,000 innocent bystanders were also killed in the same period of time. Yeah, that's one sure way to peace.
Yes.
I can see it now. The Middle East is just going to love us. Just another 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years of bombing. Yes. Well, Deputy Secretary of State Tony Blinken's figure came after a Paris conference on how to stop the extremists, which ended without any new strategy to halt their campaign. It also comes months after the Pentagon dismissed such accounts, simply not a relevant figure in the fight against the Islamic State group. Meanwhile, the Islamic State group launched a major attack on the predominantly Kurdish city of Hazakah in northeastern Syria, according to activists in Syrian state media. Speaking Wednesday to France Interradio, a day after the Paris conference, Blinken said that the airstrikes have been effective. Yeah. Yes, we have seen enormous losses for Daesh, Blinken said, using an Arabic acronym for the group. More than 10,000 since the beginning of this campaign that will end up having an effect somehow, one way or another, we hope.
Yes.
Blinken did not, of course, offer any figure for civilian casualties, but I did, 88,000. Well, in September, the CIA said the Islamic State group has up to 31,500 fighters, meaning that it could represent a loss of a third of its forces. But we know that's all bullshit.
Yes.
Because if they had lost a third of their forces, well, surely all this stuff would be coming to a close very soon. Wouldn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, you just look at your military tactics and training, you know. I mean, it's pretty simple. You take out a third of their forces over a 9-month period on a series of just airstrikes alone. Well, that's pretty damn good when you consider all the other conventional means that you're using, aside from economic sanctions or any of that crap that Iran's whining about.
Yes.
You're going to end up with, we're going to be mission complete in just a year and a half. Oh, but wait, we're already mission complete. What was that, 2003?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Despite that, the extremists, of course, continue to attract more recruits from around the world who come to fight with the group to expand its self-declared caliphate in Syria and Iraq. It's not clear why Blinken offered the figure, as the U.S. military in conflict since the Vietnam War has been either hesitant or discounted such figures as indicators of success. Admiral John Kirby, a Pentagon spokesman, declined to offer them in January when asked by a reporter. Well, here's Crash telling you 88,000 here. There you go. You can actually find this info if you actually use something called the search engine.
Yes.
On the well, the White House spokesman Josh Earnest, later asked about Blinken's figure, said he had no reason to believe the number was inaccurate, damn straight, saying 1,000 Islamic State fighters were killed in the fight for the Syrian border town of Kobani alone, and 12,835 innocent bystanders. Yes. And yes, Virginia, that does include refugees.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Well, meanwhile, today the Islamic State group targeted Hasaka in an apparent attempt to reverse some of the advances made recently by Kurdish fighters in the northeastern Syrian province. Kurdish fighters have captured dozens of towns and villages where, with help of the U.S.-led airstrikes, are getting close to Tel Abyad, a major Islamic State-held border town near Turkey. Well, Syrian state television said extremists are battling for control of a juvenile prison still under construction at Hasaka's northern edge and have so far attacked it with 5 suicide car bombs. What kind of an idiot attacks a prison under construction with 5 car bombs? Yeah, okay, sure, whatever you say, I'm with you.
Yes.
Yes. Well, the TV report says government warplanes have struck the Islamic State stronghold of Shadala, south of Hasaka. Next thing I'm going to sound like a bloody cab driver.
Yes.
Yes, they've struck that stronghold in that place there that I won't name. Well, if you check out the old Islamic State-affiliated Facebook page, I like to go there every day.
Yes.
It said the airstrikes on Shadaga destroyed 7 homes without causing any casualties. Oh. All right. Okay. Who cares? It's just houses. Yeah. Yes. Syria's state news agency, Sana, said another suicide car bomb targeted the city's power station, causing damage and a power outage to 1 home. Yeah, 1 home. Of course, there I think they only have power to 1 home, and that's to some rich warlord guy. And Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights in the Syrian Air Force is also taking part in the battle around Hasakh. The Islamic State gunmen have entered the prison building. The group said dozens of fighters were killed on both sides, adding that ISIS is bringing reinforcements of about 400 fighters from the nearby province of Deir el-Azur. Yes, activists also reported intense fighting Wednesday in the northern Aleppo province between Islamic State fighters and other insurgent groups, including al-Qaeda's branch in Syria, the Nusra Front. The Islamic State group has been on the offensive in the area, where they've captured several towns and villages over the past days. Also today, 9 prominent jihadi ideologues. Yes, they issued a fatwa. Man, can you give me any more of this crap language in here? Today we are issuing a fatwa.
Yes.
In which they called on Muslim to fight the Islamic State group because they have attacked insurgents. Is anybody confused yet?
Yes.
The Muslims and the Muslims and the other Muslims and these Muslims and those Muslims, and they're all fighting each other. America's, we're kicking in some airstrikes, but they're ignoring us. They're just they aren't even looking at us. They're just fighting each other. Yeah. Well, the fatwa was signed by religious figures, including Jordan's top pro ideologues, yes, Abu Qatta and Abu Muhammad al-Makwasi. I swear, I'm going to be working for the New York cabs in a minute here. As Abdullah al-Mahensi of Saudi Arabia, who is now in Syria with the Nusra Front. It sounds like they're doing tours like Brittany. Oh, Abdallah, can we see you next week in Jordan? Oh, no. I'm going to be in Saudi Arabia with the Nusra Front, 28th and 29th. But get your tickets at Ticketmaster. Yes. Well, in the Qatari capital of Doha, U.S. envoy John Allen. Yeah, to see a normal American name like John Allen, I can't pronounce anymore. I'm going all Islamic on you.
Yes.
Oh, I got to get my Texas accent back. Yeah. Well, U.S. envoy John Allen said Iraq's so-called Popular Mobilization Forces, which include Iranian-backed Shiite militias, have a role to play in helping take back territory from the Islamic State militants in the Sunni-dominated Anbar province, but that they must fall under Baghdad's control. And how the hell he would know that, I don't know. Well, speaking at the U.S. Islamic World Forum, Allen said leaders in Anbar do not view these forces through strictly a sectarian... Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. A sectarian prism.
Yes.
Thank you. And fully understand that they do not include Shiite hardliners. Is that like a new pen? Yes, new from Papermate, the Shiite hardliner.
Yes.
Now with the seamless 1mm ball. Oh, let's go back to the old days when everything was easy.
Let's fight Hitler.
Yeah, nice and easy. But he says we also remain very attentive to and concerned about extremist militia elements frequently influenced and led by the Iranian leadership, he included. It is critical that all forces in the battle space fall under the command and control of the government of Iraq. Or else. Well, the role of the militias is contentious among many Sunnis in Iraq who fear that they could enhance the Shiite powerhouse, Iran's influence in the country, and exacerbate sectarian tensions. Allen, a retired Marine Corps general, is President Obama's envoy for the global coalition against the extremist group. And we're through that story now. And that just leaves, I don't know about you all, but that just leaves me with more questions like, what the hell did he say? What? Well, I don't know what the hell he said, but we're late for a commercial, so we're going for it. We'll be back in 2 minutes with, some Bison Terror news. Bison Terror up next.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
It could be 7 in the morning. Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peters, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
But whenever, wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee,
You know that it's always
Always.
fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the Egyptian cotton towels. Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me
Inevitably, that question comes up. But I tell people the gift of Star Trek is the fact that my professional colleagues, my co-workers on Star Trek, became lifelong friends. We are like a family. But, like every family, you have your crazy uncle.
Hey, yo, Joe, hey, yo, Cary Grant.
I'm George Takei, and
That's a canter.
George,
Hey, Joe, say, Michigan,
yeah, crazy man. I don't know what the hell. What the hell?
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
You know, well, you got to ask yourself, George, does anybody really ever expect that? I don't know. Well, hey, welcome back to the Big Coffee and Cigarettes here on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course, and 69 degrees right now, Central Park, still under mostly sunny skies. There are some clouds out there, but yeah, what are you going to do? It's clouds. It's fine.
Yes, Harrison Ford in Regarding Henry. There were a bunch of movies that came out at the same time.
I know. Yeah.
Harrison Ford becomes a better husband and father and all-around man,
right?
Because he gets shot in the head.
Well, you know, if anything is going to make you a better man, I think that would do it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, as long as you could survive the ordeal, you know.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving. If you do the leaving, it creates that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
And speaking of shot in the head.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay. Yeah. Right. We're moving on. Welcome back to the big show today. And, of course, well, if you missed it, you've missed it. You're going to have to rewind and go back. We've covered the black news, the white news, the equality news, the PC news,
yes.
And just before the commercial break, we tried to understand the war news. That's what we tried there. I don't know how successful we actually were.
Yes.
I don't think so. I'm not even sure. And I know for a fact that, well, yeah, no, none of you know. No. Well, moving on now. Of course, we've got this segment here. When we come back from the second break,
yes.
We've got the email for George. Yes, and today's email, we actually get a number of them.
Yes,
we don't just get, you know, it's not just like some poor SOB off in the internet somewhere is just sending us one email. Yeah. No, we get. We get actually, well, for George, anywhere between 75 and about 150 emails a day for him.
Yes.
And that's pretty stunning when you consider that George isn't a permanent fixture on the show. You know, Gilbert, yes. You know, you're the guy, and Louis is the well, God, he's the fixture. Yeah. He's like attached to my microphone boom here. But George is actually filling in for us. Of course, we had the one, the only Morgan Freeman on for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And, well, we got too many complaints. He was just too bitter. And, of course, there was other things, too.
Yes.
You know, he he doesn't go with this whole racism thing.
Yes.
He thinks that, you know, you call me a white man and I'll call you a black man, and no. No, there's no black or white with Morgan.
Yes.
So really, you know, he wasn't working with the humor.
Yes.
He wasn't. He wasn't working. Well, of course, if you stop and think about it, neither does George. But you know, George always brings an element of, well, I'm George Takei and I'm gay. Yes. And you know, from New York to Texas, from Seattle to Abilene.
Yes.
Nothing's funnier than laughing at gay men. Nothing.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
I think Louis might be going that way too. Yeah. We'll have to get Louis down here to Broadway.
Yes.
And do a little show tunes. Well, anyway, normally when we come back from our second commercial break,
yes,
we have the mailbag, which is the question of the day for George, and so today is no different. We have that, although we kind of went long with our second segment and his grand official pooboness there. Yes. What am I saying? He's black. Anyway, George, he wants to know. I'm not even sure about this question because it's sort of. I guess it's in some sort of gay terminology.
Yes,
maybe. Well, you wouldn't know. You're not reading it. But anyway, George, the president would like to know if you have ever sampled any brown meat. And if so, how often do you sample the brown meat?
Yes.
So, George, please, what is your answer to the George Takei question of the day?
Every morning.
You sample the brown meat every morning?
Yes.
Okay. I always thought Brad was white, but wait, no, I'm sorry, George. You've got one of those swinger things going on, don't you? Yeah.
You are a douchebag.
I know. It's okay. Well, thank you for that question of the day, Mr. President, and we hope you enjoyed your answer, and we'll move on to something really important like Bison Terrorism. Yeah, you guys laugh. I'm being deadly serious.
Yes.
Yes, well, today, bison have seriously injured yet another Yellowstone tourist. Bison may look harmless, but visitors at Yellowstone National Park are getting their second reminder in a month that unless the bison's demands are met, pain and devastation will greet them. Yes. Well, they're getting their second reminder in a month that the burly animals are anything but gentle. A 67-year-old Australian man. Now, it's funny. Yesterday, we brought you the story about the American in Africa.
Yes.
And, getting chewed up by the lions there.
Yes.
And now it's an Australian who was injured on Tuesday after he got too close to bison. Well, according to a statement from the National Park Service, the unidentified man was using an electronic notepad to snap pictures of a bison that was laying on the grass near the paved pathway. He was within 3 to 5 feet of the animal when it charged him, throwing him into the air several times, according to a statement. The man was transported by air to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries, and it's not the first incident involving photo-snapping tourists and bison terrorists. That's right. Just weeks ago, a 16-year-old Taiwanese exchange student was attacked when she turned her back on a bison at a national park. The girl was 3 to 6 feet away from the bison when it took a few steps and gored her, according to the National Park Service. Visitors are, of course, reminded that Yellowstone wildlife is wild. According to the Park Service, wildlife should not be approached, no matter how tame or calm they appear. The spokesman for the Bison Terrorist Group says that they are unpredictable and dangerous. And, of course, are able to sprint 3 times faster than humans can run. So, visitors should stay at least 25 yards away.
Yes.
It's funny, too. What was it, 25 years ago, Jurassic Park came out?
Yes.
Nobody in the movie at the time, of course, heeded any of the warnings. And isn't it good to know? Isn't it good to know
Yes.
that even now, 20, 25 years later,
Yes.
With Jurassic World coming out, it still seems like we haven't learned. I tell you, it's good to have rules.
Yes.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Yes, there you go. Well, hey, we go from bison terrorism, of course, to, well, an amputee 1.5-year-old. Yes, he's 1.5 years old, so you know he's not a vet yet. No, but this is one of the stories we like to do on Coffee and Cigarettes that kind of brings a light, heartwarming kind of feel to the generally racist crap we spew. Yes. Well, in Burnsville, Minnesota, 16-month-old Vincent Linick zooms around his backyard pushing a toy lawnmower, unfazed by a prosthetic leg that has helped him take his first true steps. I think I cried when he took 3 steps. My gosh, he's doing it, remembers Sally Linick, his mother. The Minnesota toddler was born without a tibia, the bone connecting his knee to his ankle. 2 days after his birth, his parents, Michael and Sally Linick, discovered their son had tibial hemilia, a rare condition undetected in an ultrasound. Doctors told them that if their son would ever walk, that he would face a difficult decision to amputate their son's leg. Well, Vincent Linick underwent a successful amputation below his left knee shortly after his first birthday in January. He received the custom prosthetic leg, which was covered in a blue puppy dog design. In March, a prostheticist, Matt Morrell, told the Linicks that Vincent will face the same milestones as any other toddler now. You are going to be doing anything any other 1-year-old is going to do, and that is learn to talk. Let him push behind some furniture, stand behind a chair, hold a chair, says Morrell. After 3 weeks, Vincent has adapted beyond expectations. Any doubts that we've had to see him go, now he's just taken off, says Michael Linick. He's forging ahead and we're trailing behind. Well, maybe we should cut the parents' legs off. Well, Vincent is yet to run on his new prosthetic leg, but is gaining speed and independence. His parents say he even asked to put on his leg right away in the morning. Always behind him is his big sister, Juliana. I wonder if Bruce Jenner is, in future years, maybe he's going to get the yearning to snap on a penis. Every morning he gets that yearn to snap on his penis and go. Well, he's yet to run on it, but is gaining speed and independence. Yes, he puts his leg right away on in the morning. Always behind is his big sister, Juliana. His smiles are cute, he's cute, everything is cute about him, she said as she followed him down the slide. The family has learned to see milestones in a new way, seeing their son's determination behind every step. He's only 1, but he's proud of himself, says Sally. It couldn't have gone better, really. Well, here at HTLA Network, of course, not only do we want to provide you with the current events of the day, but also a little dose of inspiration while you're getting your news fix. Yes, the inspiration is our way of providing you with that jolt of good news to bring a smile to your effing day. There you go. So that's your inspiring stuff today.
Yes.
That's it. We're just going to go with that and leave that alone, and it won't fall off.
That's what they've done. They've reached a particular point that they feel they're untouchable.
Well, when you can snap on and off limbs and genders just because it's a Thursday, I don't know. I think really you can feel like you can take on the world.
Yes.
Well, and speaking of taking on the world, we now go to our biker news. That's right. The released bikers from that Waco dealio there in Texas. See, everything's in Texas. Oh, Sharon, oh, Sharon.
Yes.
The girl's right at the epicenter. We should get her to be a news correspondent. Yes. Well, those released bikers fight to clear their names in the Waco shooting. Yes, in Brenham, Texas. A couple, a bank teller and her veteran and factory worker husband, who were released from jail Monday, say they were swept up unfairly and treated as guilty by association in the arrest of 170 bikers after the deadly shootout in Waco, Texas last month. William and Morgan English from the Brenham, Texas area were released after their bail was reduced from $1 million to just a scant $25,000 each. They hawked their hogs and got out of the clink. Well, 9 people were killed and 18 others were injured in the shootout at the Twin Peaks restaurant on May 17th. Quote, I never want to be away from her that long ever again, says William English, looking at his wife Morgan. This couple is getting used to holding hands again and sleeping at home and thinking about starting up their swingers club. I felt like I was melting into the sheets, says Morgan. They spent 2 weeks in separate jail cells after being rounded up after the deadly biker shootout. Quote, it was very inhumane, Morgan said, of the way that they were arrested after their melee, not knowing what you did wrong and being treated like that. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. It doesn't make sense. I still can't wrap my mind around it, Morgan said. The couple is part of a newly formed mom-and-pop motorcycle club called Distorted. Yeah, these would be the doctors and lawyers I was telling you about. They say they're not associated with the bigger groups such as the Banditos and Cossacks, the actual criminal gangs. We just look like them, walk like them, talk like them, ride like them. Yes. Then they just went to meet their friends at a Twin Peaks restaurant. That's all they were doing. Nothing else. So. If I knew that there was going to be a big shootout, do you really think I would have taken my wife with me? Well, sir, I would submit to the court. What is your relationship with your wife like? I don't know. If it was me, I'd be taking her as a body shield. Oh, yes. Do you think I would have gone? I don't want to be shot at anymore. I've been there, William English said. He served as a Marine and said his military training kicked in when the shots started going off. As they arrived at the restaurant, they hadn't even gone inside yet. We heard the first shot of small arms fire, he said. He said it was followed by assault rifle shots, and then they ran until police ordered them onto the ground at gunpoint. You're trapped in this spot with guns pointed at you. You can't get up and run if someone does come around there with a gun. It was hard, Morgan says. The arrested bikers were charged with organized criminal activity, and all were initially held on $1 million bond. Instead of innocent until proven guilty, we were being treated as we were guilty, William English said. We were immediately guilty just because we were there. And we had a vest on, and we looked exactly like the bad guys, and... Well, William, I hate to tell you this, but black folk get that all the time. You be walking like one, you be talking like one. Yes. That's right, you be going down like one. Yeah. I've got absolutely zero sympathy for people that dress themselves up like criminal bike gangs, because there's not no non-criminal bike gangs. There's only criminal bike gangs, and if you dress up like one and you go and buy yourself a Harley and go and hang out with others that look exactly like you're all in a criminal bike gang, and the public is, you're putting that out there, you're like, oh, be afraid of us, we're a criminal bike gang. Suck it. Well, instead of innocent until proven guilty, we were being treated as we were guilty, Williams said. Oh, and see, that's another little side note, black people.
Yes.
These are white people getting this, so you're not special. We were, and actually, to further finish that statement.
Yes.
Not only were they not special, but they're stupid. Yes, we were immediately guilty just because we were there. We had the vests on. We were part of a motorcycle club. We were labeled guilty.
Yes.
Well, the veteran said he couldn't call work from his jail cell and is now battling for lost job benefits and to clear his name. If things don't get cleared and I have a felony on my record, who's going to want to hire me? Nobody's going to want to hire me, he said. Well, sir, I would submit to you, I wouldn't want to hire you, but it's not because of anything to do with your felony. It's because you're stupid. Well, the Englishes are waiting for the due process they believed they were denied. They are now weighing their legal options, but having already pawned the Harleys for bail, it doesn't look good. Well, as we go from the money troubles of the, now out-of-work white folk, we move on to a story that is true inspiration for me.
Yes.
It lets me know there's a future for me. Well, not really for me. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Someday I'd like to be one of the ones who gives this gift.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Because, of course, our next story is all about Harvard. Yes, I love Harvard.
Yes.
Harvard in the spring.
Yes.
I know George loves Harvard in the spring, too, you sick bastard. Well, gang, the richest university in the world.
Yes.
Well, it just got richer. That's right. Today, Harvard University, a private institution lionized for its $36.4 billion endowment, has today announced receipt of a $400 million gift. Yes, the gift is, of course, courtesy of the Harvard Business School alumni and billionaire John Paulson, founder of the investment firm Paulson & Company, right here in downtown New York. John, for just pennies a day, you can help out, HTLA. Well, the benefaction represents the largest in the university's history, topping investor Gerald Chan's $350 million donation last year. Paulson's donation also opportunely intersects with the SEAS expansion into neighboring Alston, as well as a 2-year campaign by the university to raise an additional $6.5 billion to support and revolutionize research and educational infrastructure. You won't find anything like that at black colleges. Well, there's nothing more important to improve humanity than education, Paulson said in the news release. For 379 years, Harvard has had a profound global impact across the multitude of disciplines that benefits all of humanity. Today's gift will help continue that legacy by making SEAS a 21st century engineering leader. It provides a solid endowment for faculty development, research, scholarships, and financial aid. In an interview with the Harvard Gazette, University President Drew Faust added that, quote, John Paulson's extraordinary gift will enable the growth and ensure the strength of engineering of applied sciences at Harvard for the benefit of generations to come. His appreciation of the importance of SEAS to faculty, students, and schools across the university has motivated historic acts of generosity that will change Harvard and enhance our impact on the world and beyond. And I guess as far as, we go with the equality there, I guess the black side of the news thing opposite this would be, hey, have no fear, black folk. Obama has promised another $35 billion for K through 12. Oh, wait a second. No, Congress said no.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Never mind. Well, he did say that, back in 2007. He was like, blah, 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 we're going to revamp the education system K through 12. Obama, time for change.
Yes.
Well, now, 7 years later, change has come and gone and, well, no, wait, it was, hey, it's not here yet. What the? Well, moving on now, seeing as we've covered black and white news several times today.
Yes.
We got to move on to something that truly indeed touches us all. It's not that funny, Gilbert. I wasn't talking about George. Yeah. Well, that's why we keep him remote, because, if he was in the studio, he would be touching us all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not sleep with him.
That's only because you didn't have the opportunity. Don't forget, every morning.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, moving on today, the story that touches us all is oddly, well, it doesn't just touch us in the pants. Well, it kind of sort of does. Well, at least most of us men, we still keep our wallets in our pants.
Yes.
Yes. Did you know there's an invisible tax on your energy bill? Yeah. You may not realize it, but most of our electronic devices, everything from TVs to fridges, well, they're a lot more efficient than they used to be. Yeah. You've probably noticed, like most, that, when you buy a new fridge, for example, they've got that Energy Star thing on there.
Yes.
Right? At 80% the cost of, standard fridges.
Yes.
And you go home and you plug it in and, oh, my God, I've spent $3,000 on this beautiful fridge and it's saving me 80% on my energy bill, just that alone. And then, of course, I've got my...
Yes.
I got my Energy Star TVs.
Yes.
I've got my Energy Star stereo systems.
Yes.
I've got my Energy Star computers.
Yes.
And I've got my Energy Star printers and laptops and
yes.
phones and energy. My God, my bill is going to be like... What? It's probably going to be like $14. Yeah, I got this May Donald Trump, here I come.
Yes.
And don't forget that Energy Star Wii at 80% savings,
yes.
right? Okay. So how come it is that our energy bills are still $400, $500, $600, $700 a month? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you. That's right. Yes, they're more efficient thanks to a new cultural and economic push for greater sustainability. Homes now draw much less power than they used to. At the same time, however, many of our favorite gadgets and white goods... No, not that...
Yes.
Well, they've come to exist in a state of perpetual connectivity. Sleep modes, standby modes, Wi-Fi connectivity, even the little clock on your microwave. Well, they all, of course, consume power at a lot more less constant pace. Taken on their own, most of these devices aren't exactly energy hogs, but as more and more of them adopt power saver settings and sleep mode displays, the phenomenon known as vampire power. Yes, also known as ghosting or standby power, becomes a pretty serious issue. In short, it begins to push back against the huge advances in efficiency achieved in the recent decades. The big draw: on a case-by-case basis, vampire power may not seem like a big deal, but in the aggregate, it amounts to a major economic force. A recent study by the National Resources Defense Council found standby power costs Americans a total of $19 billion every year. Broken down, that comes out to about $164 a year for the average household. Though some folks living in areas with higher energy costs could be spending up to, well, like I said, $400 to $700 a month. Of course, the report says annually.
Yes.
Yes, well, that may not seem like much compared to a car payment or what you spend in gas from month to month, but it's still a considerable amount of money down on the drain or down the plug.
Yes.
To give you a sense of scale, the NRDC paints a picture using something many of us can relate to. cups of coffee. No! Well, the average always-on load uses the same amount of electricity as brewing 234 cups of coffee every single day for a year. That's more than 85,000 cups of coffee. That sounds about right here. Yeah. Well, back in the day, only about a decade ago, vampire power wasn't a big deal. Sure, your microwave might have had a digital clock on it, or maybe you forgot to unplug your old flip phone once the battery was charged. And by and large, through most items, were only using power when they were actively functioning. So what happened? Well, in short, the internet happened, or more precisely, the desire to always be connected. Yeah. Today, it seems like everything has a digital screen. Basic appliances that used to have analog controls like washers, dryers, fridges now feature electronic displays and wireless connectivity options, and the appliances of the future are only going to be more connected by dispensing things like Bruce Jenner penis dildos. No, that's not what that says.
Yes.
But it's not just appliances, gang. Cable boxes have also gotten pretty power hungry, according to the Los Angeles Times. Cable boxes are now the second highest energy consumers in the home after air conditioners. This is mainly due to constantly spinning hard drives, updates, downloads associated with modern digital TVs, things you didn't have to worry about with old-fashioned rabbit ears or CRTVs. Another major culprit is the modern video game console. Ever pause a game, turn off the TV, or worse, let it fall into sleep mode and then walk away to do a quick chore, leaving the system so that you can pick up where you left off later? Well, that apparently draws a lot of unnecessary power. It's okay, we've all done it. But the Nintendo Wii was probably the most obvious offender. Former Wii owners, how many times did you wake up to a faintly pulsing green light before you turned the, quote, always connected option off? Even if you just left it plugged in, a small red LED light would let you know it's ready to launch and drawing power. Xbox and PlayStation are no different, whether your loyalty is with Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony. All major systems are susceptible to the vampire power. Now, what is the solution? Well, maybe you're not concerned about these energy vampires, but if you're looking to save some money on your next electricity bill, and who the hell isn't... We've put together a nifty little guide for you if you want to save some energy bit by bit. Try a few of our suggestions. First of all, get rid of things you don't need. Like George Takei. I'm kidding, George. We need you.
Yes.
We do. Louis, on the other hand. We don't need Louis.
He called me and he called me and he kept calling me and I wouldn't answer the phone.
We can stop that. That's okay. Yeah, so get rid of things you don't need. For instance, if you have both an oven and a microwave in your kitchen and both have clocks, do you really need two clocks?
Yes.
And for that matter, between your phone and your laptop, do you really even need a radio in 2015? Hey, what the hell is this? Shut up. No, yes, that's right. HTLA Radio 1 New York telling you, get rid of your radios. Save yourselves. Don't listen to us anymore. Save yourselves.
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
No, it's the electricity bill, Louis.
Yes.
Well, on a larger scale, think about whether you really need that second fridge in the garage or that standalone freezer in the basement. Maybe having less room to store food means buying less, thereby cutting down on food waste, saving you even more money, too. Option number 2 is unplug things you don't use. Do you have a guest bedroom with a TV, for example? Well, here's an idea. Unplug it until you have guests. Does your coffee pot have a clock on it? Well, unplug it before you leave for work. Have 2 video game consoles, but primarily just play one? Well, hey, unplug the other system until you get a hankering for something different. If your outlets are accessible, this shouldn't be an issue. Number 3, suck it up and wait. Sometimes it's a good idea just to shut down your laptop or video game console instead of letting it hibernate. Sure, it could mean you'll have to wait for updates to install, but if you're not going to use the device for a while, like when you're sleeping, long-term savings on your electricity bill will thank you. And finally today, out with the old, in with the new. If you've got a 20-year-old fridge sitting in your kitchen or a 30-year-old TV in the living room, consider swapping them out with new, more efficient models. Some communities even have appliance recycling programs that will pay you to haul away aging appliances as an incentive to upgrade and recycle. In an age of modern efficiency, our devices should be working for us, not sucking up our resources. Take some time to walk through your home, think long and hard about how you're using various devices that are plugged into the wall, and help put a stake into the heart of that vampire. That's right. This is Crash telling you, kill that vampire.
Yes.
He wants to suck your money. Well, moving on today, gang. Finally, we have come to the end.
Yes.
Of the show. We've finally reached the end of Jenny's never-ending feed of news. And today, I know that this is the last story today because of its title. Yes, I do. That's right. I don't know if any of you out there in the good old USA know, or indeed, well, you probably don't even care.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut, always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, you know, Louis, it's funny you bring up England. It is funny, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, of course, the Queen has been reported dead.
Yes.
Yeah. No, George, not you. No. No, that's right. The Queen of England. Sorry, Your Majesty. It appears that the reports of your death have been greatly exaggerated. Well, that's right. A couple of tweets mistakenly sent by a BBC staffer during a Category 1 obituary rehearsal today prompted several media outlets into reporting that Britain's Queen Elizabeth II has been killed. Well, okay, not been killed like, you know, some Osama bin Laden. No, not that way. She just died because, you know, she's like 900.
Yes.
Well, a second rogue tweet from the employee even reported that Elizabeth had died, though it's unclear if this report was picked up and repeated by other news organizations, but you damn straight know HTLA is going to report it. You betcha. That's right. The Queen is dead. Yes. Oh, wait. Sorry. Well, of course, the frenzy came after, a black man. Yes, after Amen Kawajawa, a reporter for the BBC's Urdu language service, posted on Twitter that the 89-year-old had been transported to a hospital. A second tweet announced, quote, Queen Elizabeth has died. Apparently, the errant tweets were quickly deleted, but not before at least two major news outlets, the CNN news source and the mass circulation German newspaper Bild, had picked up the report on the Queen's hospitalization and ran with it. Further adding to the confusion, of course, was the fact that the Queen had indeed gone to the hospital today for her annual checkup. Following the Twitter tempest, Buckingham Palace took the usual step of confirming that she had gone to the Super Tony King Edward VII Hospital for the pre-scheduled routine physical. The Queen has now left the hospital and carries on with her engagements a Buckingham Palace statement said. The BBC later apologized, saying the mistake occurred during an exercise it described as a technical rehearsal for an obituary. Well, see, now all these Twitter people out here that are saying these things and being called racist and losing their jobs,
yes,
and their livelihood and everything else, all they got to do is come back and say, oh, it was just an exercise. Now, the BBC said that the tweets were swiftly deleted, and we apologize for any offense. A few minutes after Kajawa,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
no. A few minutes after he deleted the original tweet, she tweeted that she had left her phone unattended and said the tweet had been, quote, a silly prank. She further added, apologies for upsetting anyone. Followed by jolly good. Well, there you go. CNN and Bild recalled their tweets about the monarch being in the hospital, saying they were sent in error. Others who reported the false story included the editor of India's Hindustan Times. Yes, in a later email, the head of the BBC news gathering, John Munro, confirmed that rehearsal had occurred. This had been in the diary for some time. There is no editorial reason why this is happening now, he said, describing the exercise as a low-key rehearsal for the way in which television might cover a Category 1 obituary. Wow, really? They got that now. It's going to be a Category 1 news story.
Yes.
Well, London's Guardian newspaper reported that only 4 people are in the BBC's Category 1. Their list, a classification reserved for senior members of the royal family. The Queen, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Prince Charles, yes, the tampon himself. And, of course, the Duke of Cambridge.
Yes.
Yes. Very bloody impressive. Yes. He says it's essential that we rehearse these sensitive scenarios privately, said Munro in his email. Yeah, well, Twitter isn't your privacy. Now, BBC Tours has been suspended, and the blinds from the public areas, including the reception and the media cafe, will remain dropped. I'd also ask for your help in refraining from any external conversations and all social media activity about this embarrassment. Your continued discretion is greatly appreciated. You know, it's funny because even when they F up...
Yes.
Even when they F up, they are dignified and they get shit straightened out. They just do. It's all fixed.
Yes.
That's right. Well, God, finally, 120 minutes later, we are out of here. This was a absolutely accidental special 2-hour special presentation of coffee and cigarettes. Whoops, I tripped. There's another 2-hour episode. Yeah. Well, as always, got to thank the one, the only movie man himself, Louis Lawless. Thank you, sir, for being here. It's great having you.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Go ask the Queen. Thank you. And, of course, thank you to George Takei for being here. As always, it was great having you. Thank you.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It has been a fantastic experience.
You're just saying that because of the president's email. And, of course, Gilbert, thank you. The show wouldn't be anything without you. I know you're going to renegotiate your contract and price this out of existence.
Yes.
But thanks all the same.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
Well, actually, I normally I think that's too much.
Yes.
But in this particular case, knowing what you're going to be asking for in your contract. We need every penny we can get. We do. Well, thanks. And thanks to the HTL listeners out there. HTLA Radio 1 New York, New York's Best Talk does thank you, of course. Hope you enjoyed the extendo version. Yes. The extra long goodiness that is Coffee and Cigarettes, your Wednesday grinder. Don't forget, tomorrow, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, another fine edition of the Coffee and Cigarettes, your Thursday double-double coming to you. That'll be live and exciting as always, and you go out there, you have a great day, and you don't come back here with two legs. That's what you That's right. We want to see some prosthetics on everybody tomorrow.
Yes.
There we go. I'm, of course, going to be wearing mine, my snap-on penis. No, George, not for you.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, you guys have a great day. We will catch you tomorrow.